Oh yeah, this is Kamikaze Guy. This is my video response to Mahoney's 300 subscriber contest. I'll start with a shout out, and that's to Mark, MAW00001, who I used to work with a long time ago, late last century. And it was through finding him on YouTube and talking about his comic collections that, and he's introducing me to the YCC, that got me to actually finally making videos about my collection, which I've been thinking of doing for quite a while. So you can blame him for all this, all of my waffle. So thanks, Mark, and I could well be seeing you on your next trip to Southampton, possibly. Anyway, and alright, so moving on. My entry for best super team is the Fantastic Four. They have been my favourite for since the year dot, along with Spider-Man. I've been kind of brought up on watching the cartoons, 60s cartoons. So when I started collecting comics seriously, it was those two titles. They've always been a favourite of mine because they're a team, and more importantly, they're a family. They are comics' first family, and for the majority of the time they have been. And it's the way the family element interacts with their superhero roles, and it's the way they deal with all the bad guys. They've all split up numerous times through the issues. Usually it's the family element, it's the human element, it's the emotional conflict that always seems to cause the split. And it's also that same reason that gets them back together again. Can't think of any particular examples, but that's always an underlying factor for all of their missions. And even when they're separated, they all have their sort of mini adventures in between coming back together again, because they all realise that when they're apart, they're no good. When they're fighting someone, they always wish that one of the others was there. So they all know, they realise that they need each other. So they always come back together in the end, which is good because they are the Fantastic Four, and they're going to remain the Four, even though the lineup has changed a few times throughout the years. I think the best example, the best recent example of this underlying emotional connection, and the fact that there's a lot of unspoken love between them, and the most recent example of this is in issue 600 and 605, where Nathaniel and Reed travel into the future. I don't know if it's specifically to see Ben's future, but they follow Ben's future right up into his death for 4,000 or 5,000 years in the future. Somehow Johnny's still there, I don't quite get that. But reasonably touched by that. He's quite surprised at how long Ben lives. So when he returns to their present, and Ben and Johnny are watching a game, he just sort of sits down, hands Ben a beer, and they just sit together and watch the game gone in silence. And the last comment is Ben going to, "Yeah, I missed you, Stretch." And it's the underlying love there that's been all the time that I really like and I really enjoy. It keeps you with the series. Again, with the stories not being up to scratch lately, it's the underlying connections they have that keep you with, keep reading really. And I think that's really why I love the Fantastic Four so much. And that's it. Great, I can finish waffling now. I hope I win. Alright. Alright, bye bye.